Welcome to workout number 5. All you're gonna need for this one is a step stool. I honestly would highly recommend not using your kid's wooden step stool, but that's what I've got. A set of dumbbells or a backpack, whichever we're using for our weight, okay? Our exercises are step ups and hollow body holds. So we've got a lower body exercise and a really challenging core exercise. All right, our step up, as we do this, you can do it 1 step, 2 steps, whichever feels the most comfortable for you. I'm a little nervous about this. I'm gonna turn it sideways so I can get a nice, even step. And I can feel like I'm not going to fall. But honestly, if falling is a potential, use the wall. There's no shame in using support to get better quality work. One of the best places you can do this is actually on your stairs if you've got really secure banisters. You can push as much intensity through that as you can because you've got a lot of different support, okay? You can use your dumbbells for the step up, right? We're gonna make sure that we're moving nice and strong through our heel as we do that, okay? So, ready? We're gonna get started. 10 minutes on the clock. All right, on this one, we're gonna do 10 reps each side. You're gonna hinge forward slightly at the hips, push through your heels, and come up. Reach that hip back. So you're gonna get an even amount of work between butt and thighs. Use that support. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And your step up doesn't have to be as high as this is. It could be 1 step. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now I kept my hand here just because I wanted to make sure I was feeling some activity through my glute as I was doing this. So now I'll flip this around. Go the other side again. This is nice because it has 2 step settings, 2 height settings. Come up, and if you tap your toe on there, totally acceptable. Right, you don't have to necessarily balance the top. 3, 4, 5, 6. And you can accomplish a little bit more hip work by hinging a little bit further, dropping that hip back and the chest down, making sure not to arch your low back or tilt your chin up. We're following our torso down as we go. 11, 12, right? You might hear my knee cracking a little bit. 20 plus years of riding BMX will do that to you. We're all probably hearing some more creaks and cracks these days. All right, so hollow body version number 1 is just up and hold. Right here, making sure we're not tenting up through our belly. So it starts by pulling the rib cage down, flexing our spine. You can reach forward if you need a little bit of support, or even hands behind the head. I'm holding for 30 seconds. Seconds to go. 13, 12, 11, 10. You can reach up if you need a little bit more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest. Nice job. All right. Back on our feet. This time we're going to use the backpack and we're going to strap it to the front. This is another great one if you've got a weighted vest. Change my locations. So again, support is on the opposite side as the working leg. 2, 3, push down through that heel as you go. If you want to wear the backpack on your back, or you want to just hold the backpack, totally acceptable. Right? However you load this or continue with body weight, it's still good work. Push down through your heel and get tall. 9, 10, 11, and 12. Nice job. If you've got knee pain on that, especially making sure that you are using that heel, pushing down through your heel as much as you can. And not necessarily, this isn't gonna prevent knee pain, but if you are on your tiptoes, you're driving your knee really far forward, and you're on your tiptoes as you're doing this, there's a lot more pressure at the knee than if you are hinging slightly and pushing through your heel to come up. Okay? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost there, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Nice job. We're already over halfway. Okay. Our next hollow body variation is up with our hands out to the sides or over our head. All right, we're holding again for 30 seconds. If you're feeling your neck, please support it. Don't be a hero. And if you need a little bit more of a challenge, one leg out in front of you is going to take you a very long way. If you want to, halfway through, you can switch. Seconds to go. 11, 10, 9, 8, also acceptable. 7, 6, 5, also acceptable. 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Whew. That's a toughie. All right. One of the most damn things I've ever said. Okay, dumbbell this time. We're letting that dumbbell hang, and it's honestly coming very close to where it would be for our good morning, just below the knee. Good combination of knee bend and hip bend. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Nice job. Okay, switching sides. If you want more knee, you can stay a little bit more vertical. You can come straight up. You'll get a little bit more quad out of it, which is totally fine. That's what you want to do. 5, 6, I want a little bit more butt. 7, we're not body rolling out of it. 9, 10, 11, 12. And again, as always in every video here, if you've got questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the group chat. Let everybody see them, because if you've got a problem, chances are somebody else does too. All right, hollow body hold number 3, straight out. This is the most advanced. You can see I'm shaking already. 8. I can't even talk that much. 14, 13, 12. Again, if you need to, you can break it to this. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest. Okay, we got a minute 30 to go. Think we can make it through another round? Again, body weight totally acceptable. Backpack, totally acceptable. If you need a little bit more balance, something else, the stair railings, right? Use a little bit of the help if you need some help to get through it, because ultimately, getting through it and moving consistently for these 10 minutes is gonna make such a massive difference. 10, 11, 12, good job. Switch sides. We've been through this. We only got about a little bit less than a minute to go. We wanna finish strong. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Nice job. Oops. Just for good measure, we're gonna finish the last round. Okay, we're gonna go for our hardest hold, okay? Best you can do. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. And this isn't every caption of these videos, but if you're ever feeling discomfort, clicks, pops, sticky spots, there's this beautiful tool called the Troubleshooting Toolbox. It's a course in your classroom. There are mobility classes in there, there are issue-specific things in there, and it's growing all the time. So if there's ever something that you're like, wonder if Patrick has a solution for this, check out the Troubleshooting Toolbox. If it's in there, amazing. If it's not, leave a comment, and I will make sure to add it, all right? Thank you so much. If you are in week 1 through 3, if you are in weeks 1 through 3, you are done, and I will see you tomorrow. If you are in weeks 4 through 6, you've got another 10 minutes of hard work coming. And if you're in week 6, get this right one day. If you are in weeks 7 through 12, you've got another 20 minutes of work going, all right? See you tomorrow.
All right, workout number 5, part 2. This is gonna be a fun one. You get to lay down for half of it, and then we're gonna be in a little bit of a planky position for the second one. All you need for this, 2 cans of beans or your trusty dumbbells, right? Other than that, bodyweight exercise is our second one, all right? You may need a set of yoga blocks if you've got any wrist issues, just like we did for the plank stuff. I'll show you how to do that when we get there, all right? First exercise is a tricep extension laying on your back. So go ahead and lay on your back. My lovely assistant, Donna. Right? She's reaching these straight up to the ceiling, and then she's gonna take a bean bath. Wouldn't it be a really mean prank if I accidentally opened one of the cans of beans and had her I'm not gonna do that, don't worry, they're both sealed. Okay, so elbows are gonna bend, your upper arm is gonna stay up, pointing straight towards the ceiling. Go back as far as you can, stretching almost like you're gonna try to touch the cans to the floor. All right? This is exercise number 1. We are gonna do 12 reps here, okay? And on our last round, we'll have her show you how to do with the dumbbells, right? Because our dumbbells are kind of heavy, okay? I didn't start yet. She's warming up, right? 10 minutes on the clock, here we go, right? Control that down. Slow and controlled as you do this, because we want to feel a nice stretch through our triceps, and we don't necessarily need the shoulders rocking back further as we do this. We're going to squeeze those triceps at the top so you get a nice big contraction. Now, you might have seen this called like a skull crusher or something like that. This is kind of the intro to what I would call a tricep rollback, which gives you a nice big stretch out of those triceps. But skull crushers, like with a barbell, they're not as wonderful for your elbows. Like, you can do them, but they don't always feel great on your elbows. This should feel almost universally good for your elbows. So with this, you can see that she's holding the can kind of, for her, what would be vertical. We don't want to be twisting like this as you do it, because ultimately that's going to put some pressure on your shoulders too. That's not going to feel good. All right, we're both keeping count because I am not so great at that. All right, 12 reps. Okay, so this is going to be a two-sided exercise. We're going to come to our hands. Do you want the blocks? Okay. So this exercise is something that I would say 80% of people do wrong, and it's a glute kickback, right? So as you push, you're stabilizing through your shoulders, you're stabilizing through that stance leg. As you kick, it's not an up. Go ahead and show me up, right? So when you go up, people tend to just extend through their spine and feel a lot of low back. You're not gonna benefit from this. So what you wanna think about is more like stomping straight out, right? A little bit of lumbar extension is not the end of the world, but you wanna be reaching through that heel, because that's what's gonna contract that glute, not going up. Going up, you're just gonna end up, I mean, yes, some people can go up, but they have a better range of motion and more core strength, all right? We're gonna do 10 each hip, all right? Let's start over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Donna's showing us our alternating version. Second round, we're just gonna do all one side, then all the other, because this is harder to count. Keep those abs nice and tight. Stomp straight out. And you may notice a side-to-side difference on this. Totally fine. You're inevitably, most likely, gonna feel more confident stomping that right leg out without using your lumbar spine than you will your left. If you get into the mobility content, you'll see why that's the case. Good, one more each side. And very good. Feel okay?
Good.
A little booty pump?
Yes.
All right, back on your back. If you have 2 different sized cans of beans or cans of soup, alternate, switch them to different sides, because there's a little bit of a weight difference from side to side here, and you don't want to have one really big arm and one not so big arm. 4, in through your nose, out through your mouth. The heavier the weight, the more that's going to matter. For what we're doing with this, and if it's a light can for you, you can breathe a little bit more evenly. It doesn't have to be 1 breath per rep, but the heavier you go, the more important that breath becomes. No pressure in your shoulders, no pain in your elbows. I'll say this in every single video because people forget constantly. Pushing through pain is not a sign of strength. Pushing through pain is robbing tomorrow you, so that today you can feel slightly less awful about the work you're doing. It's just not worth it. All right, flip back over, all one side, all the other. We're gonna grab those yoga blocks to take some pressure off the wrists, and it also gives you a little bit more room to move. So as you do that, it doesn't have to be massively forceful, because I want you to feel those glutes. Just squeeze through that glute. Stomp straight out like there's a bug running towards you, right? Same thing with the breath. In through your nose as the knee comes up, out through your mouth as you drive that heel away. And you'll see people doing this with a cable. If you learn to do it this way now, when you go to the gym, it's gonna feel so much better because you're gonna have that coordination, right? So keep those abs nice and tight. Push through this stance leg so that you don't lose that low back as you do this. All right? You can even do this up a little bit higher if you find that it ends up feeling too compact on the ground. So I'll have her show you where she's using the couch, as a version to take some more pressure off of your lower body and give you a little bit more space to move. Keep this nice and tight. Good. Rest. They're harder than they look. They're much, much harder than they look. So as you're starting to progress through this, it's going to get more challenging because you're going to get better at it. If you're feeling your low back, you can always stop a little short of the big stretch. We are over halfway. This is wonderful. You only have 4 minutes of hard work left, unless you're in the last 6 weeks, in which case you are going to, you got another 10 minutes coming after this. But we're not going to worry about that. That's for future you to worry about. 3, good. And if you find yourself needing to rest in the set, rest at the top, pause here. Don't pause at the bottom, because if you pause at the bottom, that can of beans is gonna like triple in weight. Maybe not triple, but it is gonna go up in terms of intensity. It's gonna be much harder to bring yourself out of the bottom. So if you need to rest, rest at the top. And if this is way too easy, grab a bigger can, use a jug of milk, a sealed jug of milk, or some dumbbells, right? Dumbbells are gonna be the gold standard for this one. You can even do this with resistance bands, but you kind of have to put the band behind your head and use that as resistance, and that just feels real weird. All right, we're gonna try the couch for this part. Just for a second. Just wanna make sure that, go ahead. So on your hands, and then come up. So you're gonna be all the way in like a plank, push-up position. Yep. Get your hips forward. Get your hands over your shoulders. So like full plank position. Just do an incline plank. What? So you're still gonna kick, you're still gonna do this. Okay. More weight forward onto your hands. There you go. Yep. Okay, so now Donna's showing you what an incline plank version of this would look like. So using the couch, she's creating more space for her to move. So if you're feeling like you're a little compacted on the ground, this is a totally great way of doing this. You can even use up to your kitchen counter and just focus on getting a good squeeze out of your butt, because that's where that work should be. We all need better butts. We don't want to be one of those parents at the park with our disappearing glutes, right? Where you just start like, it basically has a low back butt, an upper butt. We want to have really nice developed glutes. Kick just a tiny bit higher with this one. There you go. Keep those abs nice and tight. Because essentially what she's doing is bringing her leg back in line with her body, but we've got gravity working a little bit more directly against her butt than it would be if she was just standing, right? Because gravity's not going to work against those muscles when you're standing. I'm giving her a little bit of support here. I know that you probably won't have that at home. Just a little bit of feedback at the hip to make sure that she's not extending through that lower back. We only have 1:47 to go. She is going to show you the hardest version of those tricep extensions. All right, so Donna's going to show us how we would do this with dumbbells. So same principle, arms are straight up, and you are dumping that back as you go, right? Not that different from the can, but still gonna give us a lot of really good work. And again, this is a little bit heavier. At this point in your workout, if you're starting to get tired, you might notice that these sets slow down. Totally fine. Like, you're gonna need recovery to push these sets as hard as you can. This isn't just about getting things done. This is about moving with intention and getting stronger as we do that, all right? She's finishing up this set. She's squeezing through those triceps. Those 3 pounds start to get real heavy towards the end there. And like, again, just like our front raises, this is an exercise that a little bit of weight goes a very long way. Another option, if you have ankle weights, you can hold on to those ankle weights or even put them on your wrists. And you can do things like that with them. And you can even use the ankle weights for the glute kickbacks, which she's gonna do in her last set right now. So let's stay on the ground for this one. All right, let me make sure these blocks are out of the way. Don't kick me in the face yet. Nope. Oh man, I think we can finish one last set. Go ahead and 10 each side. Really focused, you can get a really nice squeeze. One of my clients referred this as trying to squeeze the tenderloin. If you remember like the shape of what that muscle or that meat looks like, there's a strip of muscle that goes kind of like down the center, like just parallel to the crack. And that's what she referred to it as. And I thought it was really funny. That's kind of the contraction that you're looking for out of this. It's very crack adjacent. So a little bit of extra core, a little bit of extra stability needed when she's kicking her left leg back. It's normal. It's normal to have those coordination differences. It's normal to have those strength differences. She's finishing this set up. She's working as hard as she can to finish strong for you all. She's doing this for you. You did a great job today. You did a great job today. Thank you so much for this. That was workout number 5, section 2. If you are in weeks 4 through 6, you are donezo. If you are in weeks 7 through 12, you've got another 10 minutes coming. All right? Thank you so much.